Say hi.
Welcome back, guys. For this episode, we're gonna have something a little special for you. It's a little different than you're used to, but we do have two moms with us. We have Mo and Colleen. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
So for today, we're just gonna go through some questions and see how these ladies like to answer them. So what I'm gonna do is ask you guys a series of questions. One of you can answer first. I guess you can chime in if you want, but Colleen first. Did you always hope to be a mother one day?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, so much so, and I don't know if it's brainwashing, but so much so, I loved Barbies when we were sick, and I would make babies a month apart, knowing that was really not appropriate, but I thought, I'm playing, I can get away with it. So I always wanted to be a mother and take care of my little friends.
Okay.
Good job, Halsey. Good job.
I did.
Mine? You want my answer?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, so much that like when people would ask me in school, they'd be like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was like, "A mommy." Some girl in like 6th grade or something actually mocked me about it. So yeah, she sucks. But I would turn out to be a mom, and I'm pretty damn good at it, right?
I think she's
Right on.
spot on, people. Spot on.
You know, thanks for the support, lady. Good job.
It's my girl.
Question number 2.
So question 2 is gonna be for you, Mo. How would you describe your own relationship with your mother growing up?
She was a hard ass. She was. I'll say that. Probably the most supportive human being in the entire world, but definitely a pusher. Made me the athlete that I was. Made sure that I was on time for everything. Made sure that I grew up in an environment where we actually didn't have money, and growing up I didn't even know we didn't have that much money because she just made everything super awesome. We went to Disney everywhere in my life. But yeah, I think also she's a huge impact as to why I wanted to become a mom, because she was pretty decent at it, right?
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, Carol.
I get an A for effort, people. Oh my God, it's the
Can I
best.
change my answer?
But I put my heart and soul into it with what means I had back then. What did you want to know? How my
Nothing.
thing
No,
was with my
you're
mother?
good.
You can answer if you'd like.
There was a lot of kids. I was a number. That being said, when the woman passed, it was my best friend. End of the day. She had a little bit of a snobbery where she always said, just remember, you're my kid. She didn't say anything other than that. You're my kid. I knew that meant we had it going on.
You know, bring us back to your first pregnancy. What was it like for you, Colleen? You've only been pregnant once. But what was it like when you first found out you were pregnant?
Utterly shocking. I was married 2 weeks. As soon as I could get pregnant, I got pregnant. Stood in the shower and thought, are you kidding me? That being said, I asked my mother, is this like the movies or what? And she said, it happens.
Did you share a drink? Is that how it happened?
No,
You swam
I
in the
just felt like I wouldn't get caught for the first time in my marriage, and I let it rip. So it's simple. And then there was a love of my life born.
Oh, I thought you meant dad. Never mind.
No, my child.
So, and for you, Mo, what was it like when you first found out?
When I first found out, I took the pregnancy test, peed on it. Elva actually was like, take the test. And I was like, no, I'm totally fine. Walked into the kitchen, let the pee stick sit, turned around, and when I just looked at the bathroom, I was like, oh my God, something doesn't feel right. Walked in, kind of stuck Elva in the bathroom to check it before me on FaceTime, and immediately it was like, look at it. So I looked at it, and it was just kind of like, cue anxiety attack. I didn't actually want that to be the way that I got pregnant, since I always wanted to be a mom. I always wanted to be like wholesome and so exciting, but since it was unexpected and an ass-trip baby, life kind of turn because I was not a powerlifter. I was an Olympic lifter, and I was just getting ready to like get into competitions. My body was perfect, and then
perfect, I might add.
And then like I got pregnant. So after the anxiety set in, it was good to go. I was super pumped about it. Had a weird pregnancy, but we'll talk about it later, right?
Yeah, we will. So after you find out you're pregnant, you are pregnant for 9 months. And are there any stories that come to mind about during your pregnancy?
Well, for me, I thought pregnancy was a natural state, and I was climbing fences at 9 months pregnant. I thought that was normal.
Climbing fences?
Yeah.
Like physically?
Yeah. Like hopping fences.
Yeah,
so
she
I
sucks.
I didn't act like pregnancy was not natural. To me, it was natural. You did everything natural till the rotten day you gave birth.
Mm-hmm. I was a beached whale. I couldn't move. I wanted to die. The beginning, rough. Couldn't eat. Just sucked. Everything sucked. Olivia was sucking the life out of me. Halfway, it got a little bit better. I could move and do stuff. Tried to lift a little bit. We had a little bit of bleeding scare, so we didn't want to lift too much. And then third trimester hit, and I hit that PUPS. I developed PUPS, which is like a really weird hormonal BS thing. Gained about 40 pounds extra and wanted to die. My cankles were the size of my quads. Yeah, just went straight down. Couldn't move. Hated life. Wanted to push her out every second I got. But she sucks, and she was lucky, and it was beautiful, and she was radiating.
I was like a little basketball.
Yeah, I looked like a sloth.
Perky, hopping over fences.
Yeah.
And Mo's feet were like saucy.
I sweat a lot.
So you're saying a pregnancy isn't all it's hyped up to be?
What are you talking about? Pregnancy's the worst.
I
mean,
liked it.
People like her granola women have the best pregnancy. And then
No,
there's
I
people
liked
like
it.
me.
I thought it was like fun. You carry your little friend in your stomach.
So you are now pregnant for 9 months, and then the day comes. You know, how was your actual labor? First pregnancy.
Mine was good. Although I have to be honest, when I gave birth the next day, I think I called my mom and I said, I don't really want to do that again. But other than that, I did it 5 more times after. But yeah, it was kind of really hard to walk the next day.
You think?
Hard to walk the next day. But the labor itself, you know, us Irish, we don't make noise. We bite our teeth and grit pain.
Jesus Christmas, Colleen.
Yeah, it's true.
Question over to me. Labor sucked. Went in on a Monday. Didn't give birth till Tuesday evening. I had to get induced because the PUPS I told you about, where I gained in massive amounts of weight out of nowhere. That was kind of a concern for the doctor, so she wanted to get the kid out of me. So yeah, labor sucked. I pushed for 2 hours because Olivia decided to face upwards, right? Yeah,
well,
sunny
she
side
had her
up.
head tilted,
Yeah.
so she wasn't coming down
The
correctly.
doctor just like got in there and
maneuvered her, pushed Mo
turned her
everywhere.
head. Yeah, she was fisty. Anyways, yeah, she really got in there. I was in all different positions. That being said, I was in the doggy position, and my sister decided to crack a funny joke. To the
Inappropriately,
doctor.
we might add.
Yeah. She said,
She's funny.
right to the doctor, she said, hey Mo, isn't this your favorite position? Oh, you could just picture me in extreme pain, really pumped about that.
I think he yelled at her. I think he said, Mo.
At that point, I just said, Megan!
Megan.
She was like, oh, God. So, yeah. Different
Good times,
pregnancies,
good times.
different labors.
Yeah.
Aftermath is disgusting.
So thank you for the visual of what giving birth is like.
Right on.
Yeah. So next is actual parenthood. What was it like? Were there any obstacles that you had to face? What was it like adjusting to finally being a mother and having responsibility of another human being?
Well, I think I was way too young and a little immature, truthfully, and I feel a little guilty about it till this day, because I remember thinking, oh good, the kid went to sleep, now I can go watch TV. And then I'd watch TV too late, and then I'd go to bed, and the kid would be up in an hour, and I thought, oh, this isn't what I signed up for.
Too. Same with me.
Well, that being said, you live and you learn. But he was the love of my life. The love of my life.
Nice. Solid connection.
No,
right there.
seriously. They all are. But I'm saying the first time is like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There is not a love in this world deeper.
That's true, and I thought I really liked my dog when I had a kid. My answer to that is, you can't really prep mentally for it. It kind of just like weirdly, instinctually happens. I've had moments where I was pregnant and I was like, oh my gosh, like how am I going to do this? Like how all of a sudden am I going to just get up and go to the store and have to like haul this kid around with me? And my best friend who's currently pregnant is asking me like, you're doing all this stuff, you're traveling with a baby alone, like how do you do it? I feel like I'm not going to be able to do it. It's something clicks, and it's really weird, and you don't even realize it clicks. It's just all of a sudden like this human being isn't, it's almost like she's not even your kid. It's like she's part of you. So it's just like another limb that's there, and it's just like you all of a sudden have this little buddy, and anything I do, it's like if she's not invited, well, I'm not going. Like that'd be me walking around without a leg. Like it just doesn't make sense, life without her. And I can't, looking back, I can't even remember doing things without her in my life. Like before being pregnant, before having her by my side, I completely forget what just going to the store was like, because it's just something that your body clicks and everything, you're biologically just programmed to adapt. And it's the strangest thing, but it's pretty cool how it happens.
During this time, did you ever experience any type of postpartum depression? It's a very under-discussed topic. Is that something that affected either of you?
Not
Well,
me.
the only thing I felt sad about was the lack of my little friend in my stomach. Because I enjoyed having my friend in my stomach, and he used to move and whatnot. And I'm a Catholic girl, so I'd make the sign of the cross, and he was like my friend. And that being said, like when I had the baby, I remember feeling a little empty, like even though I physically had the baby outside, it was like, well, I kind of missed my little bump and my little friend for 9 months in my belly.
Postpartum depression.
But that was it. Other than that, we were good to go.
I did not have any of that. I wanted her out. When she came out, I knew that was the human being inside me immediately. I was lucky to have that connection where it was just right away. I was super pumped that she was here. Never at any point was I sad that she was out of me. I was just glad to not be pregnant. And just the whole emotion things, I wasn't a super emotional pregnant woman at all. I kind of was just like mute. And then afterwards, the same. I was just kind of level-headed. I think my hormones came out in a different way through my hair follicles.
I think both of you are pretty lucky to have only experienced that. I know that, there's bigger issues, which I'm sure will be a topic more on this episode, but not everyone is lucky enough and fortunate enough to not experience those types of, aftermath.
There's definitely
I
like horror
think it's
stories out
just
there.
individually, everybody's hormones are different.
Yeah.
And everybody individually reacts. There's no right or wrong. It's just different.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I agree.
with that.
So to kind of jump over to a different topic, more of a lighthearted, are there any embarrassing stories that you can think of your children, and could you tell us maybe your best one?
Well, one embarrassing moment was my 6th child. We went to Hershey at a football game.
Your sixth child is this one.
No.
right?
No, Megan.
Oh, really?
Megan's the 6th. She's my 5th.
Are you kidding me?
Anyway, that being said, Megan, we went to Hershey, and friends of ours went with us, and they said, we went to the Hershey chocolate factory, and they said, you can pick something out, I'll buy it for you. And my daughter brought over to the checkout counter a case of chocolates. I was a little embarrassed because he meant a rotten candy bar, and she brought a case. So I'm like, Megan, the dude didn't mean that. But of course he bought it for her. So we had chocolate for a while. Clearly the girl was not spoiled. She wouldn't have got a case unless she knew somebody was picking up the tab.
Very true.
No embarrassing stories actually come to mind. but just because she's young, I could only ever think of like, maybe I farted and she covered for me. But that's more of me being embarrassed. Yeah, no nerve.
So, throughout your life, what do you think that your biggest life lesson or takeaway is what you would hope to give to your child?
I would love to answer that. To dance. Life is short. Fly, seize it, enjoy it. If you fall, who cares? Pick yourself up and fly, baby.
All right.
Love it. Dreamer. Don't ever let people say you can't. You could do whatever you want if you believe you can do it. And I still believe that.
That's probably why I'm so cocky.
Probably why all of you guys are.
Yeah, right? My answer to that is one thing I always tell Olivia every single night is the actual universe was created just for her eyes to see. That the world, not to make her like a narcissist or anything, but that the world was created for her to live in. That she is the number one person, and that the ones around her she is to love and take care of, just as we are to love and take care of her. That she is the greatest gift to this planet. And to just be a positive person, to be super happy and to thrive, to be the best version of yourself as you can be. And to always know that no matter what, she always needs to remember that not to judge others and to just, again, be the best person she is.
All right, so just to kind of wrap up, we always like to get advice. I know this is a little different than we're used to doing, but we still like to finish the same. So if there's any advice that either of you guys would give to new or becoming mothers, what would it be?
Basically, to enjoy and embrace individuality. Let go of the control and promote who they are. I don't think we have as much control for who people choose to be. Support what they do.
I like that answer.
My answer is that you are the best parent for your child. Don't parent someone else's kid. Don't judge another mother. Let them go. That you and your child, you're the best pair. What you feel in your gut is best for your kid is what's best for your kid. And that don't let others' opinions or anything change you. And again, you're the best mother for your kid. You're the best. As long as you're trying your hardest.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to thank you guys for taking the time coming out here. I'm very excited to record this podcast with you because we get a little bit more loose, and even though this was a very lighthearted and fun episode, I'm excited. I mean, we've known each other for a really long time. I'm excited to watch your child grow and see the person that she comes into. Obviously, it stems from a really good place. So thank you for taking the time and coming out and doing our Mother's Day special, first ever.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks for finding me a husband, and thanks for getting me pregnant. Thanks, because Olivia's here because of you, man.
True.
For the haters, come on to it now or later. Whoa, yeah. It don't matter what your name is, share your story, we'll be waiting.